Morning, everybody. So today I am in Santa Monica job. I'm working on the gutter. I'm just going to do this small 30-foot section of gutter right here. I buy the materials usually at Lowe's, and I have this right there, the clamp, to hold one side of the gutter while I fasten up the other side. If you have two people, you obviously don't need the clamp, but because it's just me, I have to use that clamp there. These are the pre-built gutters, which work great. I use them a lot. If you throw some primer on here, if you spray them with primer and paint, you can, with a couple coats, you can paint these. And that's what I have done in the past. I find that these are the best to nail these gutters on the wood. These nails are very long, so make sure that when you do it right where the beam is, right here. Otherwise you're going to end up putting a hole and you're going to have about an inch of a nail sticking out this 2x6 right there. And basically this just sits on the inside, so it keeps the whole section at this width, which is great. Some of the other ones, it will end up bending it, or it will make it too big. So these work really well. So you just put this in here, and then what I'll do is I'll pre-drill with this drill, and I'll pre-drill the hole, and then these nails actually pop in pretty easy, and then I'll just pop this in and put it right through this, just like that. I'm not going to be able to record this while I'm doing it, so that's why I'm showing you right now. And then this right here, you can see this is the cap on the end. I have already put the sealant on the edge of it. This is a sealant I use. It's actually in the gutter area. This is a clear sealant, and this stuff works really well. And oh, there goes my drill. And these are the fasteners that go in between these two. So this will go in, and then in the garage I also have these pieces. So you also want to get a couple of these, and this will be for the downspout. So you have the straight pieces on both sides, and that way you can connect other pieces to it. And then you have the downspout. So there's the downspout right there. And then I also use this stuff, which works really good. They have it in white, or they have it in black. And I basically put this on the inside, anywhere where there's any gaps or seals. So like these, when I use these, you slide that in there and you put it in there. Well, there's going to be a gap between here and there, so I just want to make sure it's watertight. So you spray that stuff in there, you wait for it to dry, and then you spray it again. And you can this is all after you put the gutter in. Alright, so this is the cap I put on. You can see, you can always paint over this, but this is a clear coat. So once it's on the roof, you're not really going to see it as much, and it will harden too, so it'll hold this together. And then you can see, just get nice clean. I used my finger and just kind of pushed in a little bit of the caulking, and then that sealer, the can of sealer, once that dries after a couple days, you can spray that can of sealer if you want inside there, just to make sure that you got everything, all the leaks covered. And this is the connecting part that I was talking to you about having that spray can and spraying this in here, because you can see there's just gaps in here, and you know there's going to be water that's going to go through there, and then it's going to come out the other end. So what I do is I put caulking on the outside, but you want to make sure that you get that spray can and spray this a couple coats just to seal it, and what it'll do is it'll just fill it in nicely and cover in any of those gaps. Now what I like about these ones at Home Depot is that they don't have the rivets. I mean at Lowe's, the ones at Home Depot have rivets in them. There's one there, and there's usually one right here, and those rivets will pop off and break, and it just, oh, it's such a pain in the ass. So I would definitely go to Lowe's and get these ones. These are much better. And screwdriver is always a good way to get those in there. They're actually not too hard. They're pretty easy. They're much easier than the ones at Home Depot to get in. And then basically you just spray that. Make sure to clean all that off, and then you spray it with that spray sealer, and it'll foam up and pretty much give a nice tight seal on all this. So always make sure to use a level. You want the water to flow towards the gutter downspout. I can't tell you how many times I've had to replace messed up gutters that have been completely destroyed or full of soil, or not soil, but just junk, because the water gets stuck in one spot and it won't go down the drain where it's supposed to. So it's always good to make sure and use a level. And this guy right here is awesome. This is the rigid tool that I bought a couple months ago, and it has multiple heads that you can change on the top right here, and I actually have 4 or 5 of them. And this one acts as a hammer, so it's great. It's awesome. It fits perfectly in these nails, and basically you just, you hit it in just like that, and it'll nail it right in there. So right in the pre-hole that I've already made right there. I hope that recorded, because I had it underneath my chin, in between my my chin and my chest muscles. So that's it. That's how clean it is. So that's really cool. And then you just put caulking around this side and around this side, and then you can just seal up the inside. So, and then you can use they sell some spray paint that is used the same color as this gutter, which works really good, and you can just spray over any of these scratches or anything like that. Basically, you can see I made a teeny little mark, that way the nail doesn't go, through the other side of the wood.